everyone, my name is Mimi and today I want to share with you on why traditional marketing is not working anymore. According to an article published in the Harvard Business Review, Rethinking Marketing is written by three experts in the field. The authors are arguing that in order for companies to succeed and to compete in this new environment, they must implement the customer culture cultivating into the strategy. Let me walk you through on how to rethink marketing in three simple ideas. The first one is to use technology into cultivating customers. Many companies will invest in powerful technology to collect data and analyze information to fulfill the client's need, but yet it's still not optimized because they are still depending on mass media marketing to solicitate and to reach out to the clients. There are two schools of thought, the traditional and the modern. On the traditional school, they are more product driven where they focus on selling the product and the brand to the clients. As per the modern, they are more customer manager driven where they focus on serving the client and the customer segment. Let me show you how this strategy is working for business to business company. What they do is that they have the account manager and the global account director to fulfill and to meet the client's needs. As per business to consumer, what they do is that they are using is that they have data analysts that are using algorithm to identify cross-selling opportunities to other departments. All things considered, this is why it's so important to cultivate customer long-term relationship. Let's move on to the second idea. Implement top-down management by structuring the organization, the marketing department, and redefining the marketing manager role. The first one is to eliminate the chief marketing officer and replace it by the chief customer officer, because his new role will be to promote and implement the central culture throughout the organization. And not only that, he will unblock the flow of sharing information to other divisions. The second one is to redefine the role of the customer manager. His new role will be to work with new clients by helping to understand and identify the client's customer product needs. And that is the ultimate expression of marketing. The third one is the customer function facing. It's divided in three divisions: the customer relationship marketing, the market research, and the research and development. All these three divisions are interconnected because they need IT and they need analytical skill. How is this important? Because they work closely with the client, they get the client input, and the impact would be that this information will be reported to the superior, and they will define and they determine the supply and the resource to allocate. All things considered, it will have an impact on the executive decision at each level, which is why it's so important to include the client, because at the end of the day, it's the client who's going to be the one who have access to those products and services to buy. The fourth one is the customer service. His new role will be focusing on delivery quality of services and solve problem. Why is so important? Because it has an impact on the client experience. According to the author, what they can observe is that CCO who are successful, what they do differently is that they offer incentive to customer, and not only that, to make sure it's good practice, each of their manager will report to the direct superior. Let's move on to the third idea, which is to use the new metric to measure the performance. The old approach is not suitable for the new strategy. Let's start with the first one. How product profitability is not suitable compared to customer profitability. First of all, the author is saying that if you have product that is not profitable, but if you have a bond, a strong relationship with your client, that will help you to retain that client and they will pay off in the long run. The second measure is instead of using current sale, you should rather use a customer lifetime value. What it says is that this client will give you a prospect, give you repetitive business in the long term. Current sale is a short-term reward, and customer lifetime value is a long-term reward. The author also suggesting the third metric, not to use the brand equity, because the brand equity will use value over time. Rather, you should be using customer equity. What is customer equity? Is what is one client is value to a company. It added value. It only gonna make marketing relevant. What we can see here is that more and more we're gonna see this kind of information has intangible asset, and we're gonna find that in a financial statement under the retention rate of clients. The fourth is not to use market share, but rather you should be using customer equity share. Market share is only a measure, a snapshot on a specific day about the sales position of your company. As per customer equity share is going to give you a measure of your competitiveness in the long term, and that will set you where you are positioning. All things considered, what I want you to remember is that rethinking marketing is three key elements. The first one is to how to use technology to cultivate customers. The second one is how redefining the marketing department and redefining the marketing manager role is a top-down management strategy. And the last one, which is how to use the new metric to measure the performance and to see how the strategy is effective. And to conclude, I hope I'm capable of convincing you on why and how cultivating customer will be the only way to serve clients in the future. Thank you, and my name is Mimi.